Right, Tony, we're going to ask you some questions, and I'll start off with one from one of our adult volunteers, Lieutenant Lorraine Wright. She has asked, how are you managing to rebuild on Forces Manor during the lockdown? Has that affected the building of the project?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's actually improved it. It's I've just got on with it. There's just me. Yes, there was a lot of people that were all signed up to come and help, put in time, but actually in initial stages, which was all the strip out, I had to take a whole building down, which was a large old restaurant, which should have been a 3 or 4 man job with machinery. Well, it was a 1 man job and my bare hands, but I had the time to do it without being distracted. There was no one going to come in to put me off, or I wasn't going to get distracted by going to Aviemore to do something. I just had to get on with it. So in a sense, it's actually forced me to get on with stuff. Wasn't going to start until September. Well, I'm 4 or 5 months ahead. And I've learned so much about doing it. I've learned about the building far more than I knew. That's helped me to tailor some of the things that we're going to do, and how the building will function much better. It's a fantastic old building. There's nothing wrong with the building. So we haven't got no problems with damp or anything like that. The building that I took down, which is what the family built, because this building's over 130 years old.
Wow.
The bit I knocked down was only 30 years old. It was rotten. So the modern stuff that we've put on, or not me personally, family, I'm taking away and just taking it back to the original building. So it will look modern and fresh inside, but it will still retain its character. So the situation hasn't hurt me at all. When things progress, and hopefully this calms down, then I've got an army of people wanting to come along, including cadets, to come and do it. So no, it hasn't. And I think we can all learn from this as well. If you're doing a job like this and you're doing a renovation job, what you tend to do is you'll rip something out, throw it to one, especially if it's wood, you'll throw it to one side and burn it. Well, I haven't done that. Any good wood that I've taken out, it's full of nails, it's full of screws. Unscrew, take the nails out, use the wood again. So I've saved so much by replenishing, what's the word?
Recycling. Reusing, yeah.
Reusing. Whereas you just wouldn't have done it without this, because you would have just thrown it on a bonfire, gone down to the hardware suppliers and got a packet of wood, pallet of wood. So yeah, I've learned heaps, and I'm just having a laugh. I've hit the hammer.
Don't you worry, the toilet photos will be in this interview.
Absolutely. And the teddies as well.
And the teddies.
But there's 2 mates of mine, they've got their hands around my neck already with the oggy and soggy, because I just thought, if there was a big businessman out there about to, because we're doing it on really small money, and it's donation, and it's what I donated from my past and stuff. If there's a big businessman out there with millions of pounds and he's looking in, he's thinking, what is this? But you've got to add a bit of honesty and humour to it, and as it is. But I'm doing it in a proper way. So that's good question. And I'm loving it. It's a big smile every day. I start the day the Tony way: music, Daffy Duck, and a hammer.
And you finish it with cooking lager.
Not every day, once a week.
Every other day.
No, that's not true.
Just on a Friday, cadets, fizzy water. I keep telling you, fizzy water. It is the future. None of this flat water, fizzy water. It's wonderful. It's got horrible taste. It hasn't got a taste. It's just water with bubbles. Fizzy water.
So just to kind of talk about, talking about Forces Manor, are you finding it quite nice? Obviously, you're getting into a routine, and they say definitely for your mental health, it's good to get yourself into a routine. Are you finding this lockdown quite good for you then? Just to, it's just you and you're just ploughing on.
Yeah, and that is another good point. Before I did this, because living out in Kincraig, it's a small village. Before that, I lived in Aviemore, and before that was I was working and living out in Libya in working environments with lots of other people, and obviously in an army camp. So I'm used to people around me, groups. This was different. It's just me. So I'd go to Aviemore every day, even if it was just for a latte or whatever. Now,
a latte.
Latte. What do you call it?
A latte.
Oh, it's coffee with froth.
Oh, we love you, Tony.
It's actually nonsense, but it's just coffee with froth, isn't it? I can't be doing all the other ones. You walk into a coffee shop and said, what would you like? You say, coffee. And they show you a menu like, well, no, yeah, just give us a coffee. I can't be doing it. What's all that about? You know? So anyway, I'd subscribe to some of this nonsense and I'd go and get a latte once a day. And so now I haven't had a latte actually. I've had one in three months. I've had one in 3 months. That's what most people would like this to be a silent thing. Most of my senior ranks were like, need to be one. So yeah, so for your mental health though, coming back to the question, it has been massively good for me because I get up in the morning, I do quite a bit of writing and admin stuff in the morning I might need to do, planning, putting together, and then I go strictly, I put on some working togs and I go down there and I get stuck into it. And I work to a point where I know is enough and then I just come back and then like I don't, it's changed my routine and I found it really therapeutic. And also this is me, I'm not saying everybody's can do this, I personally haven't watched any news or current affairs program about what's going on. I've not seen the news since Christmas, before Christmas. So I don't know what the politicians, I know what they're saying because I know people tell me and I follow it on social media, but because I'm not tuned into that, the whole depth of the drudgery of it, I'm just listening to music all day and I'm just enjoying myself. So I'm being very positive. It's very hard because obviously the hotel had to close. We were forced to shut. So there's been no income coming in whatsoever. So that's been a real struggle. But on the positive, it's just really be determined in what you're doing. I don't get stressed. In fact, I don't know how to spell stress. So if you can't spell it and you don't know what it is, then don't do it. So I don't do it. If I'm
wise words.
If I'm a little bit flummoxed about something, I go and find it out. And so yeah, I think it's very important. That's really important. There will be a lot of people who will find being shut down quite hard, but I think it could be quite a positive thing. I do get it for the cadets. It's going to be quite hard because they like to the socialing at night on their pads and their phones. But during the day or when they're at cadets, they want to be running around shouting at each other, so they need that social interaction rather than just with us as adults.
And just on that point, Tony, we've got another question from Lance Corporal Joe Payne, and he said, first of all, that the book you wrote was amazing. He loved seeing it when he was through in Aviemore, but he's asked, what do you miss most about being a detachment commander during this shutdown?
Just going on parade with them and spending time with them in the hall, and the weekend camps, and just spending seeing them, you know, and that advising
interaction,
them. Yeah, in social interaction, you know, they've all got their different quirks each night they come along, and coming up with ideas with them, and just seeing them going home smiling. So it's just that social interaction. I think it's so important that we do hopefully get back together doing it. You can do these. I've come up with a few ideas that you can do at home, but you can't beat them actually being there. With it. And so hopefully they'll all realise once we all get back, we won't need iPads and iPhones as much because it's better to be together, better to talk each other. So when we're back, guys, don't be putting your phone on at nappy break. In fact, we're going to have a little phone box at the door and you can leave it there for the evening.
We're way ahead of you. We did this 2 years ago.
I know. You follow, I lead. No, you follow, I steal. You follow, I steal. I take your ideas. I noticed that on camp you did that as well. So yeah, I think hopefully now people will realise that social interaction is so important. This is great. It's great to have this sort of facility, but you can't actually be the real thing. So in answer to that question, I just miss the actual interaction of being on parade with them, really, and seeing all what they have to say. Not always liking what they have to say.
Tony, we had a couple of questions actually from RSM Tate. Now, one of them obviously we asked at the start of the interview. Another question that he was asking, and just so we can answer it now, is what's the name of the book that you're writing? You've already named it.
And I'll show him there you go, Tony. Can you see it? This is a print out of it. There you go. Can you see
Hold it up a bit, Tony. Very nice.
Cool. And the last one, you can have your own opinion to it, but do you think Ross Company are going to be champion company this year if can't win it?
No. And actually, I think I hold by it. I do think there should have been a steward's inquiry, and I still demand it now. In fact, I've had a word with Daffy Duck, and I'm having a steward's inquiry on it. It's just Inverness Company is just obviously the best, you know.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, my company are champion company how many years in a row?
So do you like egg on toast?
Okay, Tony, so moving...
3 years, 4 years. I think you've been 3 years, is it?
Yeah, 3 years. This year was going to be 4.
No, there was a title waiting to be taken. But well done anyway.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. I was champion squadron in the army. So I know. My inner juniors we were. Not just me personally, it's the whole squadron. I played my part. I turned up. Sometimes.
So Tony, let's talk about moving your plan of Forces Manor forward. And you've mentioned how important it was to have the army support and goodwill early on. And you received that from Major General Stern after a recent meeting in HQ Regional Command in Aldershot, where you met and presented the Forces Manor project to Major General Caps. And you also presented at the meeting with Brigadier Potts, Brigadier Christie, Colonel Southwood and Major Brett. Now the General and his team were very impressed with your plan, which we know, and they've offered you some invaluable advice for your project, some help and assistance, ultimately giving Forces Manor their full support. Now His Royal Highness Prince William has also acknowledged the project, and Forces Manor has also been mentioned in the Scottish Parliament with a motion raised backing the project. Now we've received a special message this morning of support that we're going to play to you from our ACF National Champion Big Phil, and we hope you enjoy this.
Tony, the Forces Manor is absolutely awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Well done. Great job.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, well, stunning. Oh, well, I'll be following him up. Thanks for that. That's amazing. Because I did contact him not long ago, and it's good to have the support of someone like him for it, as we were saying before, because the army at the high level have definitely really are backing it. In fact, Major General Caps, who's moved on to a new post, he's been taken over by Major General Eastman, who's now Regional Command, UK Land Forces down in Aldershot. He's been in touch to follow on his support with it. So that's it. You could have spoke to one officer, senior officer last year, and then it all goes dead. But it's passing on, because it's what was really important about having the army support was when I spoke with them, it wasn't about, some people go, I'm going to go do this thing with the army, I'm going to ask them, give us some money. And the army's not a bank. So when I sat down, it was actually an easy meeting, because I didn't ask them for money, because they're not a bank. I was asking them, do they like the idea and will they support it? And they grilled me. It wasn't just, oh, what a great idea. Well, they were sitting there with bits of paper and had this list of questions. I'm sitting in front of senior officers. The only time I'd seen senior officers like that was when they were inspecting me on a passing out parade, or jailing me. That's not what happens normally. In fact, they were too senior to jail you. It was be a major or a colonel. It was a colonel there. So it was a real buzz to get that and to see it carry on. And they do every now and then send me an email. I don't hassle them. I'm not constantly updating them. It's just every now and then, so maybe 6, 7, 8 months or something, I might just send a quick email. So to get that back from Major General Eastman as well was really good. But to have someone like Phil, who's so current with veterans and serving soldiers, is really important. And so, yeah, I will follow up on keeping him. And because obviously it ties in with it, because it's going to be a cadet facility. He's champion for cadets. And it was so important to have the cadets involved in this in the early stage. So there's all these little strings that come together to work with it.
Well, we're glad you enjoyed that, Tony.
Yeah, I did. That's really, really cool. And I haven't hassled him. I've just sent him one message, and that was about 2 months ago. Not even that, a month or so ago. So it is good to have those, because he's in a good position. And it's like anything, I can have certain backing from certain higher echelon. It might move, it might not, but you need to keep that on all the different levels. Like I said, I had the Royal Marines, Scottish Royal Marines Association, Welfare Association. They've been up and seen us. So you've got these different groups that are all going to, and if it all works, and once it's up and running, I set it up and get it running, but it's then going to develop. So it's not going to be the finished article. When a door opens, there's a lot to be done with it. There's a lot of ideas. We want to have the Forces Manor Social, which will be like a welfare club, but run by local, not local, but it could be anybody. You guys can be involved in it as well, which will run it as a facility that would be separate from the Forces Manor, but be using the facilities. So hopefully we'll have our own minibus that we can do different things. So there'll be, and our own sports equipment. Because, if you say you wanted to bring the cadets down for a canoeing weekend or a canoeing day, if you've got to go and hire canoes and put all their wetsuits on and then hire the instructor, it just, yourself, it becomes unaffordable because it's silly money. But if we can have that kit here and all we need is a certified instructor to take them out on the water, it may become more possible. Same with mountain bikes. To hire a mountain bike, £25 a day. So if you've got 20 cadets, you've got to find all that money first before you even got out. So there's the option of having all that here that will be available just to use, so without the costs. And then, the accommodation costs will be on par with what we do when we go and stay at. Because obviously the facility has to match its costs. It has to break even. It has to be able to be affordable. So obviously, the army, when they come and stay, they'll hire it, but it's not silly money.
Yeah, you're a non-profit organisation.
Not for profit. Yeah. So
right, Tony, we're going to finish off with a quick fire round. So we're going to ask you some questions with 2 options, and you have to choose your favourite option. Okay.
Go on then.
Okay, first one: North Face or Burton?
Burton. Burton snowboards, not Burton High Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
The second one then, Tony, is a cat or a dog?
Dog.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook. So I don't know how to use Twitter yet.
We know.
HP or ketchup?
Sorry, HP?
HP or ketchup?
Oh, ketchup, yeah.
Truth or dare?
Well, have I got to give you one?
Truth or dare? Would you rather do a truth or dare?
I don't mind. You just can throw me one.
You have to choose, Tony. That's the concept of the round.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Would you rather answer that question that requires you to be truthful or do a dare?
Well, I'm good at lying, so I'll go for a truth one. So if I don't want to answer, I'll lie anyway, so it don't matter, does it?
Oh, wow. Tony, Liverpool football match or snowboarding?
Both.
No, you can't have both. You have to pick one.
Choose one.
All right, Liverpool on the snowboard.
Okay, we'll accept. Sweets or crisps?
Galaxy sweets.
The chocolate bar. That's
Yeah,
not a sweet. That's chocolate.
It's sweet, isn't it? Everyone I've had's been very sweet.
Okay, we'll accept.
Coffee or tea?
Sorry?
Coffee or tea?
Oh, tea. Cup of Rosie. You can't beat a cup of Rosie in the morning. None of those.
Rosie?
Rosie Lee, tea.
Oh, I thought you said Rosie.
Rosie Cockney.
Yeah, Rosie Lee, cup of tea. Oh yeah, definitely tea.
TV or book?
To watch or read, you mean?
What?
I don't read books.
Well, you can't read. You can't watch a book. Which would you rather?
There's watching one on the table.
We'll just abort that question, okay? Everton or Man United?
Oh, Everton. No Liverpool can say Man United.
Question 11, summer or winter?
Both. Summer.
Tony, you're not getting the concept of the game.
Well, I like the summer, but I can't snowboard in the summer, can I?
That's true.
I like the winter.
Skydive or bungee jump?
Neither.
Okay.
Choose, Tony.
No, because if I'm going up skydive, if they're paying some pilot to fly the thing, I want him to take me down. I'm not jumping out halfway. It's a nonsense. Sorry, John. Sorry, John Keenan. I love what you do, but I'm not jumping out.
No.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Okay, we'll take it. That's a neither.
I'll do a skydive before I do a bungee.
Okay.
Perfect. I think he's got the concept now.
But I wouldn't do it. Skydive.
I don't know. Next one is dancing or singing. Which one do you prefer?
Have you seen my legs?
We've seen you dance, Tony.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? I can sing well to myself.
Singing it is.
Yeah, I'll have singing on that one.
Fieldcraft or navigation?
Fieldcraft.
Beer or whiskey?
Oh, I can't stand whiskey. Lager, cooking lager, Tesco value. That'd be horrible, right?
You're the reason that Scotland put in the minimum alcohol pricing.
I'm very upset.
Chieftain tank or Challenger 2?
Yeah, obviously the Challenger's a way better tank. So not way better, but is a better tank.
Tony, MTP camo or DPM camo?
I like that is actually a hard question, because the DPM was good. The smock's much better than what we have, but the MTP is also really good. But I liked the mixture of uniform we had before. So I know I'm winding, but I liked the fact we had working dress and combats, whereas now MTP is worn for everything. So you don't separate the clothing. So your MTP runs out a lot quicker than it would have been if you'd have worn the way we used to wear uniforms. If you understand what I mean.
So you're saying you prefer DPM?
Well, yeah.
You would be a rubbish politician, Tony.
Oh, you're not wrong there.
Sit on the fence there. Just sit on the fence.
Yeah, I like both. I do like DPM. DPM is the MTP is good in many ways.
Okay, we'll go with DPM.
DPM it is.
Last question. The Royal Corps of Transport or the RLC?
RCT. But I like the RLC as well.
Well, you got to choose though, Tony.
You have to choose one.
That's hard, because they shouldn't have got rid of the RCT. But, well, it has to be RCT simply because, and I like the RLC as well, because they're still tank transporters, but they swallowed up the catering corps. And we never had the catering corps on the RCT. So for that reason, I have to say no. But I can't say, because I've got mates in RLC who are tank transporters. If they say
I hope they see this.
Yeah, I know. I like both. We got the same tack colour.
You've ruined our game, Tony. You've ruined our game.
It's because I didn't know how to play
it. Tony, thank you so much.
They weren't easy.
Coming on tonight and letting us interview you. It's been thoroughly enjoyable.
Absolutely.
We're going to finish by just wishing you the best of luck with Forces Manor, both SSI, Taggart and myself. We can't wait until lockdown's lifted and we can get out and help you and keep an eye on those teddy bears. So what you're doing is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's going to be great for the cadets to actually learn a bit more about the project. So hopefully this will be promoted far and wide so that we can give you that recognition that you deserve for this amazing project. So thank you.
I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to the cadets coming along. Obviously, and that's another question we asked earlier on about how is it doing it now with the lockdown and stuff. In fairness, it wouldn't have been easy to have cadets here at this stage because it is a semi-building site and you can't really put them at risk of that sort of thing. But when we've got all the big, busy stuff done, then there is plenty of work the cadets can be able to do, come along and do. The ground's going to need all sorting out. There's cutting grass, things like that. They're going to, supervise and all the rest of it. And painting, and I'm sure that's going to be, there's a lot of rooms. There's 15 odd rooms. They're all big rooms that are going to have to be painted and stuff. So I can't wait to see the cadets come along and take part in it. And you'll all be invited. And that's, battalion wide. It's what I want cadets to think from all the other different detachments and companies. This project is your project as well. And that's something important about Forces Manor. I might be knocking the nails in at the moment and I might be doing what I'm doing. This isn't about me. I'm just here. My role's going to be laundry man. This is about the Army, this is about the Navy, and it's about cadets. And if the cadets are taken on board and want to use it, bring it along and got ideas for it or whatever as we go along, then that takes it off of me. So it's very much a facility for cadets, and it'd be one of the only facilities like this in Britain. We've got Roffey Mercus Lodge, which is really good, which is going to be slightly different to what we'll have here. Cadets can go there as well, but there isn't something quite the same as this. And so the fact that we'll all be involved in it, when you're all down, you see me, if you can take charge of stuff and get on with it. Is that what it is about? It will be about working together, and that is the logo. What's the word?
Slogan.
It's just together. That's all it is. It's just one simple word, together, and we all do it together. And so thanks for for the promotion of it and the help with it. And I think the fact that you doing this has helped promoting it is massively important. The Forces thing the other day picked up on that, and that's had thousands of people looking at it. So this is again, so no, great. Well, and it's just a joy to be doing it with you. So I've enjoyed this, actually.
Been good fun.
Got a lot of it wrong, didn't I?